However, let me quickly go over. Um, I'll go to the salient points. Yeah, so we all know that now the educational system in Ghana is trying to go digital. With what we have seen in the new curriculum being implemented for the senior high school level, for instance, we've seen that government has started distributing tablets for students, and then teachers also been given laptops to help in their uh, professional work. Um, Mention is made of 21st century skills application in our lesson delivery and so on and so forth. We know that some schools have begun receiving their tablets to access the educational materials. They've sent it home. Some brought it back, some didn't bring it back. But then other schools are also yet to receive theirs. So everything now in Ghana Education Service is going digital. And as teachers too, we need to first of all have some knowledge in our digital skills. I believe the courses that are run by Genius Portal, as teachers we have started, um, I think one of the models have elapsed, and the next one, the deadline will be in 31st August. So please, if you have not done it, it's an encouragement for you to do that digital literacy course in your teacher's portal. Now, coming to the materials to implement this new curriculum, we know for the SHS level, the materials, we have most of them at the microsite, which students are able to access, teachers are able to access easily. But for the basic schools or the junior high levels, I currently don't know of any digital sites with digital materials that are easily accessible to students. And I don't know if anybody has any knowledge on that, you can share with us freely. But from my inquiry, there is nothing like that. So, Ghaidems has thought it wise to come up with a digital textbook so that students from any part of the country can easily access through mobile phones that they have or that their parents have. I know somebody will say it's not all places that have internet or have the mobile phones to access, but then as we heading towards that tangent, we know that with time, all students will get access to um, deployed learning materials that do not necessarily need internet connectivity. I know the GES have touched on that, and they are working towards that. Um, but as teachers, especially teachers of mathematics, we also have a role to play. And one of the reasons why we want to have this project is for teachers to own a study material that is reliable, is rich, and that students can easily fall on as a reference material and as a curriculum material to help them in their learning process, as well as teachers in the field. And for that matter, it has become necessary for us to spearhead this digital textbook. Probably, if things get better in future, it could be printed as a hard copy. But all depends on the work we do now. And fortunately for us, our partners in Ghaidems of Kenya have done a similar project for their new curriculum. And after going through, we have seen that most of the topics are similar to what we are also having in Ghana. However, there are some few differences or additions that need to be made. So we saw it's not so for us to start everything from scratch, but since there is already an existing material, it's necessary to bring all teachers on board to review such material. And then this slide is telling us what to do. In reviewing the material, you need to be having specific elements to review the draft material. For instance, the clarity, accuracy, or the relevance. So you have to work with the new curriculum syllabus and with your experience in the field as well and other research materials to help you in coming up with this. So if you review the textbook that we have in, you check if the content is clear enough, if it is accurate, and if it is very necessary for that particular topic. If everything is there, you think is okay, fine, then you leave it. But if you think there is something that needed to be talked on or touched on, you make your comments. And you must also provide constructive feedback on the draft material. So the feedback is not like you just talk about it, but you identify a challenge and then you give a suggested solution to such challenge that you find in the material. So, okay, I've already talked about this. So these are some of the things you need to look for when reviewing. I already talked about the fact that as you are reviewing, is the material clear and easy to follow? Are the examples and exercises suitable for your students? And did you find any errors or typos? So where you see errors or typos, you note them, the specific page for the developers to easily work on that. And is there anything missing in the content or something that could be explained better from your research or from your review? And then you also put yourself in the shoes of the student. That's how students will respond to this. Now, this link is telling us how you give your feedback. It's linking to the Google form. So I'll quickly click on that. If you are clicking the slide directly, maybe you might not get it. So you see the cursor on the link is telling you that you should click on the control button on your keypad before you click on the link. So it will send you to that particular page. Please, can we all see the new page? Hello?
Yes, I can see. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we can see that.
Okay. Yeah. So if you click the page on your slide, I must say that if you are using a mobile phone to do this, it will not help you. Yeah, mobile phone will not help you to do a good job. So it's necessary you have a tablet or a laptop for easy navigation and for you to see everything clearly. So as you can see, these are the books that are present. The grade 7, 8, 10 are ready. 9 and 11, 12, they are not ready. That's what the Kenyans have done. But for us, we are only working with grade 7. So the grade 7 is where we are starting from. If things go successful, we go to grade 8 and so on and so forth. So when you look at the form, when you click on the grade 7, it will open the textbook for us. So as you can see, this is the grade 7 mathematics. And after cross-checking from the MAG textbook for grade 7, that's the JHS MAG textbook. Most of these topics, I would say all these topics are there. However, when you check the subtopics, the arrangements are a bit different. There are some new additions. The captions, some of them have been added. So we will have to take them one after the other in accordance with the syllabus and maybe whatever textbooks that we have in the system. And then we enrich it to help in our review process. So these are some of the things that you'll be coming across. So this is the textbook which everybody can access. Let me go back to the 4. When you look at the 4, you are supposed to enter your email. So you enter your email address. And then now you are working with grade 7, Ghana. So you click this. That's the last one. So let's say I've entered my email address, grade 7. Then please note that we have grade 7 for Kenya and then grade 7 for Ghana. Okay, we are doing this for Ghana, so let's click on that. Then we ask what issue you identified in your review. So after checking the material, maybe you are working on a particular topic or on a particular subtopic. We try to guide you to make the work easy for the developers. So if you have any broken link or the external link is not working, that's when you click it, it's not working or it doesn't load, you let us know, you select that. If the content has related errors, you select that. Whatever, if there's a structural error for that particular problem, so you select that. If there is any other thing that has not been listed, you type that in the field here. So let's say I've selected maybe engagement issues, maybe quizzes, unclear visuals, and so on and so forth. Then when it comes to the section 1, we want you to be specific with the exact issue that appears in the book. So if you are working in a particular chapter, you tell us the chapter name, you select if it's under numbers, if it's under algebra, GeoGebra, and measurement or handling data. You tell us all these topics are in the new curriculum, actually. So you tell us. So let's say mine is maybe under numbers. Then the section name. So maybe under numbers, let me identify a section under numbers. So maybe under numbers, let's say maybe under that my section is whole numbers. Okay, so whole numbers. So okay, so you just type whole numbers. That's the section name. Then if you want to be a bit more specific and there are maybe it's under an online activity, you can add that one in brackets to make the identification a bit more easier. So you have the sub section if it is applicable to that particular section you are working in. So that one too, you type it. If it's under the activity, you can say, okay, maybe there's a problem with the activity or we could polish it better. So you select that. In order not to make sometimes the work for you too tedious or make identification a bit easier, you are also allowed to take a screenshot of a particular area you think that the problem is. So for instance, maybe these colors are not visible enough. You can take a screenshot of it. Your Windows laptop, you have there is a tool called snipping tool, which you can easily also use to um, do your screenshot. Yes, so you can click on it and then use that to just take screenshot, maybe including the activity will make the work easier. So maybe you can take just a screenshot of it and then you save it maybe in documents or downloads. So maybe it is under maybe let's say numbers. So you can decide to, after saving it, then when you go back to add file, you just click on the add file button. Then you upload, you browse. You can also drag and drop if the window is open, or you just browse and then you select that particular screenshot, which is numbers, then you click on open and then it uploads there as a PNG file. Yeah, so you can also do that if you don't want to type so much, or you think what you are describing needs more pictorial view for the work to be done, the review to be done, or the review to be effected. Then you go ahead to talk about the section 2. You describe the issue. You can give a brief description about the issue. It should be very clear. So you can see some examples here on clear text. Maybe the sentence construction is ambiguous. So you can suggest how you think it should be constructed for students to easily understand. If there are some factual errors or mathematical errors, you can also talk about it. If there are formatting problems too, you can also write your answer here. So your response, sorry. Yes. Then when it comes to the suggested improvements, so it's not enough to just talk about the problem, but you have to also give a suggestion on how you think this can be fixed to help the student, to help the teacher, or to help the user or the learner. So you give your suggestion here, put your answer there. Yeah. Then if your suggestion, maybe you think maybe that diagram as I have uploaded this, maybe looking at it, I think maybe the colors, for instance, the down one here, the colors are not so visible, especially maybe for the writings. Maybe you have used a light colored background for the writings to be visible enough. If you are only, you can design it, fine. Yeah, if you can design something, fine. When you send it, it can be polished, or the developers can do much work, better work on it to fulfill what you think should be done right. So after that, you submit. When you submit, then the next team of reviewers or authors, let me put it that way, yeah, they will work on it, on the data you have submitted. And then when they work on it, because you always have access to the link, you can always check if correction has been effected, or the review suggestion you gave has been done. Yeah, so you can always follow up on that. If it has not been done, you can still. But I just want us to know that because of the volume of work, maybe the pace at which we might want it to be done might not be so fast. However, I believe when everything begins, we'll try as much as possible to effect changes as early as practicable. Yeah. So basically, this is what you are expected to do. Yeah, I would like to pause here. If anybody has any questions, then you ask so that can go ahead. You can unmute and go ahead. Your question.
All right, thank you very much for this opportunity. My issue is with the review options on the PowerPoint documents. You see that there are 3 links over there.
Okay.
And I would like you to,
Where?
I mean on the PowerPoint.
Okay.
Yes.
This one.
Yes. When you go to the review options, I think the last slide.
Okay. Yeah.
There are three links over there. I don't know if you could take us through the different links because it looks like they demand different things.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
let me quickly address this. For the first one is talking about the GitHub link. And as you can see here, this one is more technical. If an individual wants to be an author, so you can be a reviewer and also an author. But then, if you want to be an author, it means your work will be a bit more technical. That is, you have to have some knowledge in GitHub. You have to have some GitHub skills. And when I say GitHub, is a collaborative platform where the team that is working on the material used to work on a particular project. And you need some knowledge there before you can work. However, if only you are interested, the team will take you through that process. That one will be a different process, which will be led by another person. That's if you are able to get people who want to be authors. Yes, like more or less like the developers doing the hardcore technical stuff. And for that one, at the end of the day, you will be duly acknowledged as part of the authors of the data textbook. Let me quickly show you, for instance, that of. Let me show you the sample here. I think that sample is not here, but when you look at the other ones done by the Kenyan team, you will see the names of the authors at the front page. The same way, you will also be acknowledged. It doesn't mean the reviewers will not be acknowledged, but the technical people are now going to be authors, the main authors behind the book or for the book, and they will be required to sign an agreement. So that one today is a form. You have some agreement that you have to read if you are okay with it, sign before you take part. And the recognition will be for as long as the book is in existence. Now when you come to the Google form, which is the one I'm doing now, it's very simple. That one you don't need any contributor agreement. And then the evidence of your contribution is not permanent. It might not be there forever. Okay, yeah. Then the Moodle course. Yes, so the Moodle course, one of the things that we are trying to do is that within each chapter of the textbook, there will be links leading to another site, a Moodle site. Let me see if I can show you one of them. Okay, so So this one leads us to the site. All that we are reviewing is here. And then when you look at the bottom, let's take for instance, we have a collection of data. Okay, this is with hidden. So it's still under construction. But let's look at frequency distribution tables. Now this is what we call stack eCampus. Stack eCampus. And we have, let's say, under frequency distribution tables for grade 7, at the end of the topic, there are some questions that are there for students to work on. So if you can preview maybe the quiz. Okay, so this is a sample question. And maybe for those of us who don't know about START, is an assessment system that is used to assess students. In fact, it's mostly for the sciences, specifically the mathematics related subjects and probably physics. But for now, we use it mostly for the math. And one of the interesting features that it's having is that it is able to, at the end of maybe teaching a topic under frequency distribution, it is able to randomize a particular question for as many times as you want. If you want it to be randomized maybe 50 times, you can randomize the same question. And the randomization might result in different figures. So maybe after doing this particular one, the person wants to improve upon his mastery in a particular topic, or let's say under this frequency distribution, we can randomize again, the values will change, and then the person will do the same work, and at the end of the day, the answers will be marked by the system. And where there are shortfalls, it will give you a feedback. And one of the important things is the feedback system that is having. So you know where you fall short or what you have not done right, and then you correct it. And then it also gives you the accurate answers. This is a whole thing on its own, which maybe as time goes on, we'll explore as well. Yeah, a lot of schools are using it in some parts of Africa and the UK. And the University of Ghana, Legon too, with the help of Ghaidems, they've enrolled them on. Ghaidems, we have one of the Moodle sites, because of time factor, maybe another time I'll show you some of the things that we have there. It's similar to this, and that is where we'll be hosting the assessment questions for the online textbook. Yeah. So basically, I believe you are clear with all these three information. Prosper.
Yes. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Please, any other question? Any other question or anything, any clarity anybody needs?
So, hello, Carl.
Yeah, you can go ahead. Yeah, you can.
So it means that for now we are supposed to use the second link, right?
Yes, for now we use the second link because the first one, before we use it, we have to be trained on how to go about it. So for now we use the first one, and then until those who will be interested in the GitHub avail themselves, and a training will be organized. That training will be led by the Ghaidems team. And then if you are interested, it means you are going to be working behind the scenes. Behind let me say behind the textbook, let me put it that way. Yeah, so you'll be part of the technical people to be working behind. So whatever review that comes, you need to put in the appropriate codings to be effected in the textbook. So you are going to work on that. And that one, you need very serious and dedicated people to do that. Yeah. So if you are interested, just get yourself prepared. Anytime I inform the group, those who be interested will join that training. But I would like to encourage you all to join. Yeah. So for now, we use the Google Forms. Yeah. For now, we use the Google Forms. Any other question? Any other? Okay. So I think a lot of people were not able to join. We are only 10 here. And yeah. Okay, so I think I'm thinking of because of the nature of the work, for us to be making steady progress. Let's bring our heads together and see. I know some people have gotten in touch with me that they are unable to join. Maybe we'll have to find another day and meet again and finalize on this. And what I want to do is we'll put maybe we'll put particular people in charge of certain topics to review so that we can make progress. If we can find ourselves so that not everyone will be doing one particular topic, working on one particular topic or subtopic. So if we have maybe a group of people working on a particular topic, I think we can make some steady progress. I don't know what you think. So let's bring our ideas. That will be okay so that we go that line.
Hello, Sir Carl.
Yeah.
Sorry for I just joined. So in fact I'm lost. I'll contact you later, then you give me a preview of whatever you were talking about.
Okay. Yeah, so what do you think of the idea of maybe putting us into teams, maybe assigning members on the page to teams? Then you work on a particular topic. I think that would be good. So that the other team will work on a particular topic and then review it and then give their feedback so that we can be making some progress. What do you guys think?
I think that'll be fine.
Yeah, I think that will be right.
Okay. Because after checking, I have not seen any review yet. I just want to maybe think maybe we are a bit busy, but we'll have to make some time for this to go on. Maybe you have to mark it on your calendar that on a particular day, which is the weekends, maybe for 2 hours or 1 hour, you are going to be working on this project so that we can be making progress. Otherwise, we'll be at the same spot. We'll not be able to make any progress. And that's why I said earlier on that we need very dedicated and focused people to joining the group or expressing interest is just a normal thing, but doing the work itself is the main issue that we have to deal with. So we'll work on that, and then I'll get back to you. We'll assign people, and I also want, especially those who are teaching at the basic level, to be much involved. Yeah, sometimes the basic teachers, they want to sit back and then watch or observe. It's not the best. Don't say you don't know how to do this or you don't know how suggestions will be much welcomed. I know some people here who have also had the experience of teaching at the basic level before. Now they are in the senior high school level, so their input too will be much needed. Even if you are a math enthusiast or mathematician, yeah, that's why it's a collaborative work. We share ideas and then we make improvements and then we move forward. I think that will work. So please, when you are called upon or you are mailed or informed about any meeting, let's try as much as possible to be present. If the time is not conducive for us, you let us know early so that we get a time that will help all of us. Yeah. Thank you. Any more questions or
Thank you too.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right. So without any more questions, I think we can end it here, and then we continue the rest of the discussions on the page. As and when there is information, I'll put it across. Yeah. Is there Samuel, you want to say something?
Yeah, please, I wanted to find out when should I contact you?
Okay, you can just get in touch, right? Or you can just remain on the call after we close. Maybe if anybody is here who joined late, you can remain after we close so that I'll quickly take you through. Samuel.
Okay. So I'll wait behind. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right. Thank you. Those who joined from the beginning, you can take leave of us. Then those who joined late can stay behind so that you guys know. Thank you very much. Yeah. So those of us here, I'll just quickly give a summary of what we did. I don't know if we were able to go through the slides. Have you been able to go through the slides?
Yeah, I opened it, but there was some link. When I click on the link, whatever there, I was not getting the gist of the whole thing, so I couldn't continue from there.
Okay, but when you click on the link, did it open in another page for you?
Yeah, one of them did, but in fact, I was not getting the whole thing. So I wanted to join for you to explain, but something cropped up.
Okay, so in short, we just teachers in Ghana want to come out with a digital textbook to help the new curriculum implementation in the country, and we are starting from grade 7, which is JHS 1, and then when it's successful, we go to grade 8, 9, and so on and so forth. And fortunately for us, Kenya has done a similar thing. That's our partners, Ghaidems in Kenya have done a similar work, which after checking the content of their work, it is similar to the content of the Ghanaian curriculum. Yeah. So we thought it wise as Ghaidems not to reinvent the wheel, start it from scratch, but then whatever we already have in the system, we review it. Wherever we have any additions, we put in there. Wherever we need to make any contributions, we also do that. Where we need to remove some things just to suit our curriculum. So what we are going to be doing should be in line with the Ghanaian curriculum or the Ghanaian syllabus. So you are going to work hand in hand with the syllabus and not just open like that. And we want teachers to be at the center of all this so that we can also own it. Yes, it is good one day to beat your chest that I was part of a team that came up with this digital textbook for that. So that's why we shared the Google Forms for you. And as I said, we're starting from grade 7. You don't need to use the grade 8, 9, grade 8, and then 10. But we are starting with grade 7. So when you click on this link, it will open the grade 7 learner's book for you. Yeah. And then when you go through the slides, it's telling you why we are doing all this. I think everything is self-explanatory. So I just want to quickly show you. You select this for Kenya, so you are going to select the one for Ghana because you are doing it for Ghana, grade 7 Ghana. You select that one. You enter your email. You select that. Then what issue you have identified, that is after your review, after looking at the textbook, you tell us the particular issue you have identified. You select that. That's the one that's used. If what you have identified is not there, you just select other and then type it there. Then you have the sections. The sections of the data textbook that you are reviewing. So we have the numbers, we have algebra, measurement, geography, and geometry, data handling, and probability. So these are the major topics in the syllabus. So I identify these as the sections, and then we have the subsections. That's under numbers, for instance. You have whole numbers, factors, fractions, and so on and so forth. So you tell us the particular location you choose. The section, if it's under numbers, you choose numbers. Then the section name. Section name. Specify the section title with the chapter. Yes. So you tell us the particular chapter where you can find the section. Yeah. So it will help the authors to also easily address the issue that you are raising. Yeah. And then you have the subsection, as I said earlier on. Then for this side, you see the add file button. You know, sometimes you identify a problem in a particular section and maybe to type the whole thing might not bring the clarity that you want. So to make the work easy for you, let's say algebra, for instance. Maybe there's a problem. Okay, I think I used numbers, so let me use the numbers. So we have whole numbers. Maybe as I use for the first example, you see that these colors here, maybe they are not visible enough. Let's say the down one is not visible enough. Or maybe the under the activity 1.1.2, the first activity. Maybe you would like us to have much lighter